Hello, this is Ron Nutter with another edition of Tech Bites for Ron Nutter. We're now into day 2 of Cisco Live. This time, this was a second interview actually, which I brought over from day 1 to get a chance to get it ready to put up with Kevin Wallace. Now, for those of you who recognize his name, Kevin has a long history with Cisco Press, and he has been involved for as long as I can remember with the CCNP route switch certification series. He's worked on T-Shoot, which was a lifesaver for me because that was one of the more challenging exams I went through when I went through my route switch certification. He's also been involved with the CCNP route book. So these are books that if you don't already have them in your library, they're excellent references. I need to go out and get my new copies while I'm here at the conference because there is a new version of the exams that's coming down the pike. These books will help you get ready for that. And it's always good to have these as a handy reference. So without further ado, here's Kevin Wallace.
Okay, and joining me now is Kevin Wallace. Now, Kevin, you have been a long-time author. Here's one of his names I've recognized for many years.
Is that right?
So you've done the CCNP track, and that's something that, folks, if you haven't used that book for studying, why? It makes it easier because it's that much more information you have. What to get the best out of the books that you've written, and I know we're also going to talk about the CCNA videos. Mm-hmm. What kind of work should the person who's in the study expect to put in to get the best results out?
In terms of a number of hours of study, that's going to really depend a lot on what you do for a living. If you have the good fortune of working with Cisco gear day in and day out, that's awesome because you get your hands on it on a regular basis. Otherwise, you're going to have to carve out some study time. That's what I had to do when I was getting ready for my CCIE in voice, which was, by the way, the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire career. I spent 1,500 hours getting ready for that. Good news is Cisco routing and switching CCNP, not nearly 1,500 hours, but it does take up a good bit of time. What I would recommend that somebody do as they're getting ready for that is to actually go into their calendar. I call it creating a learning calendar because what can happen too often is we intend to do something. I intend to go get my CCNA or CCNP in routing and switching, but I also intend to clean my closet out, but I haven't done that in a long time. But if I put it on my calendar, it's going to get done. So that's really what I do. I go in and I block out times. On this time, at this date, I'm going to be studying. I'm going to study EIGRP on these days. I'm going to study OSPF on these days. So I think with, on average, 300 hours of prep would get somebody the CCNP, depending on your background and depending on what you do for a living.
Well, I know we talked before we started recording that you've also done the CCNA videos. You've updated those, and with the new exam coming around the corner, and specifically, I'm calling out the one CCNA candidate I've been helping with. You better be listening to this, Roderick. Tell us what we can expect with your video.
All right. The CCNA routing and switching, it's called a complete video course. You can get it on the Cisco Press's website. Right now they've got the version 2 out. I'm still working on version 3, but they've got a cool thing going. Cisco Press says if you buy the current version, when the new one comes out, you get it for free. So you get the free update, and you can get going with your study now. But there's some great, exciting new topics. I mean, I've been teaching CCNA stuff for many, many years. This is the first time we've seen topics like cloud appear. We're now talking about network programmability. Just last week, I'm shooting a video on the APIC EM Path Trace ACL analysis tool. I mean,
repeat that one slowly, please.
Who would have thought of something like BGP is on the CCNA?
Whoa!
Mind blown. I mean, this is not your father's CCNA, as they say. This is an amazing new twist. Now, there's a reason behind all this. I think Cisco has been very strategic. It's going to be awesome, but it's not just, I studied version 2, so I'm just going to walk in and do version 3. I'm going to look at that one again.
And it's something you're not going to it's not just a weekend, just lock yourself away and do it. It's going to be a concerted effort because I know it took me a while to get through mine because there are certain concepts that subnetting may not come easily for some people, or if you're in a network situation where you don't have to heavily subnet, that's going to be a challenge.
Exactly, yeah. There's just so much to it. I mean, you're learning everything from the OSI model, you're learning about security, you're learning about all these different routing protocols, you're learning about cloud. That's something else that's new. You're learning about I still can't get over BGP's on there. But
that was, yeah, and I'm amazed they're still bothering to talk about RIP. But
yeah, and that was reintroduced. That's cool. But yeah, it's not like you say. It's going to be a concerted effort.
Well, that's very good. Well, Kevin, I know you're getting ready to do an author signing here in just a minute.
Yep.
I don't want to take your time, but please, folks, if you haven't looked at his videos, I have in the past, they're well worth the time to do it and to get them, especially with the offer that he just mentioned, where if you get it now before the 3.0 is out and if you don't get your exam passed before Cisco rolls over to the new exam, please, this would be a very good investment of your time.
All right. Hey, thanks so much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, well, appreciate Kevin's time and of course the assistance from the folks at Cisco Press PR for helping me get some time with Kevin. This is a book that is well worth your time to purchase it. If you're here at the conference while you're seeing this video, please stop by the bookstore. You can get a very good price this week. There is also, for those of you who are not here, I've got a link on this video where it's ronnutter.com/CCNP route, where I can get you maybe not as good a discount, but a little bit off the list price of the book and help you get that added to your collection. Appreciate your time and look forward to seeing everybody again back here tomorrow.